Loneliness can make you depressed.
Loneliness can make you depressed.
It can lead to early death,
It can lead to early death,
and it can make it more likely
and it can make it more likely
that you get Alzheimer's disease.
that you get Alzheimer's disease.
I'm sure you would agree
I'm sure you will agree
that this is so interesting.
that this is so interesting.
The fact that loneliness
The fact that loneliness
can physically harm you.
can physically harm you.
The problem is
that
more and more people are lonely today.
more and more people are lonely today.
In fact, it's almost 1 in 3.
In fact, it's almost 1 in 3.
You'd think that with all of this social media,
You'd think that with all of this social media,
smartphones, and
FaceTiming
that allow us to get in touch with one another instantly,
that allow us to get in touch with one another instantly,
that we'd feel more connected.
that we'd feel more connected.
But actually, the opposite is true.
But actually, the opposite is true.
We're lonelier than ever,
We're lonelier than ever,
more depressed and anxious than ever,
more depressed and anxious than ever,
and people are turning to therapy and antidepressants to cope.
and people are turning to therapy and antidepressants to cope.
The reason that loneliness
has such serious consequences
is that the human being is a social animal.
is that the human being is a social animal.
And if it's on its own for too long,
And if it's on its own for too long,
it gets sick.
it gets sick.
Today, I'll be talking to you about
Today, I'll be talking to you about
how to get rid of loneliness and become happy.
how to get rid of loneliness and become happy.
Now, you don't have to believe anything I say, just
Now, you don't have to believe anything I say.
give it a try and see if it works for you.
Just give it a try and see if it works for you.
So, I'm a researcher at the University of Cambridge,
At the University of Cambridge,
studying anxiety and depression.
studying anxiety and depression.
And whenever I tell people what I do,
And whenever I tell people what I do,
many times they point to themselves and say,
"You've
got a case study right here.
You've got a case study right here."
It's almost a ritual now.
It's almost a ritual now.
I say what I do,
I say what I do,
and people tell me that either they have these conditions
and people tell me that either they have these conditions
or they know someone who has them.
or they know someone who has them.
And many times when you have anxiety and depression, you feel lonely.
And many times when you have anxiety and depression, you feel lonely.
It's hard enough dealing with, say, anxiety on its own, but it's even worse when you're alienated
But it's even worse when you're alienated
by other people because you can't talk
by other people because you can't talk
to them because you feel alone.
to them because you feel alone.